Hello, everyone. This is Edna Keep here with the Seven Figure Real Estate Podcast. And today I have with me one of my mastermind members, Francois Lupien. And I really love masterminding with Francois. He is brilliant. He is fun and very passionate about what he does. And he always compliments me. So I like that too.
You are the best. That's why.
It's so powerful.
It's easy to compliment you.
So powerful to be around the right-minded people and being able to mastermind with Francois every week. And we've been doing it now for like about 3 months, right, Francois?
Something like that, yes.
I've got to know him very, very well. And I wanted to share what he's doing and how he's able to help people in his business with you guys, because you just never know where your next mentor is going to come from. You know, some people resonate with different people. And I have a feeling that Francois is going to resonate with a few of you. So welcome, Francois. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to share your, a little bit of your past experience and also some of your student success stories that you've been working with, what's worked well for you even in the past. So first of all, let's start with a little bit on your background. What did you do before you got into being a coach?
Right out of university, real estate agent.
Oh,
okay. That's the first thing I did. I didn't want to get a job. There's no way I was going to change my time for money. It had to be leveraged somehow. So I was looking for a vehicle. So right off the university was real estate. I did it for 11 years. And many of those years with Remax. I think that if you're not with Remax, you're just playing in real estate.
Good for you.
I was treating it like a real business. And so, and top agent in the many of those years, which is great. Basically because of my work ethics. I think that success does not attack anybody. There's no elevator to success. We all need to take the stairs. Yeah. And so there's faster way to take the stairs, but we need to take the stairs.
Perfect. Well, and so you transition now out of real estate. I believe you were doing something else after that and now into the coaching. How did that happen?
Interesting transition is from real estate and having almost no life. Always responding to everything going on, phones ringing. And in those days, I'm going to date myself, we had pagers.
Oh, yes.
Pagers and cassettes.
Yeah.
In the 80s, actually, when I started real estate, it was 21% interest for mortgages. So people that are complaining now, don't complain. That was tough.
Exactly.
So, absolutely. And from there, then after that, I did some, network marketing with water filtration units. I did that a lot and it was very successful because the product was great. And I was traveling all over the place and I met my future wife in Quebec City. Yay!
So is that Kangen? Is that the water filter system you used? Or
NSA. It was NSA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, NSA water filters. Yeah, it was generating a lot of volume every month. It was great. Yeah. But then I met this wonderful lady who became my wife and mother of 6 children that we had together, which is absolutely amazing. And she wanted more security. So I went for more in sales into a job that I climbed very rapidly from sales to management to corporate and then managing Eastern Canada. And so that was fantastic. And they were mainly focused on customer service, meaning making sure that the customer is taken care of, and shall I say even at all costs. This was really ingrained into me. And because we did this, people used to come to us again and again because we treat them right. Yes. And so that was great. Then we got purchased by a big conglomerate that was not into that thinking. Customer was wrong. If there was a mistake, it was their fault. So 25 of us were very uneasy with this. And someone decided to start investigating on a mom and pop shop that were doing some patio covers in his area. I says, maybe they want to do a bigger business from it. Long story short, they did it for a year. It went fantastic. Customer service was at the root of it. And so 25 of us jumped ship and we bought dealerships of this thing. I didn't even know what a Phillips screwdriver was. And there I am with a construction company. And one of the reasons that helped with this, Edna, was mindset.
Okay.
I made the decision that even though I did not know how, I did not know who, I trusted. I trusted that because it had the foundation that I liked, an amazing product, and support from the company that was awesome, with customer service at paramount. And I decided to put all my efforts in. Long story short, first year break even, then continue, then went to 5 and then 6 figures, and it went really well. And then at one point, and all this, you see many books here, there's like 250 here, 400 there. Since I'm 18 years old, I've been dabbling into personal development all the time. And so I hit this gentleman, Bob Proctor, and taking his course, which was 6 months. After that 6 months, I'm in Canada. So construction, we don't work in the winter. There's 4 months that there's so much snow, you can't do it.
Yeah.
So I did this. And then when I came back in 1 month, I made as much money as the whole year before in 1 month. That was an amazing, and it was effortless and a lot of mindset more than strategy, although both of them are needed. Mm-hmm. And then when that happened, my wife says, "Ooh, this is pretty good." Then COVID hits. And then when COVID hit, the suppliers that I had were 6 to 8 months before providing us with any products. I had to do something and something fast.
Yes.
And so again, my wife says, "Hey, you always love to do the coaching," because I worked with Tony Robbins at this franchise in Ottawa, worked with him, trained with him, facilitated some of these big seminars that you go to. I was there facilitating it. And 13 years with Stephen Covey, the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So all these things were always with me all the time.
Yeah.
And by using these things, my wife says, "Hey, it's time to make a move." So I did. And at that time, I had like 100 person in my LinkedIn group. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And then meeting with people, some such as Edna, that says, "Doesn't matter. Start where you are." Long story short, I have, I think, 2,200 people now in my LinkedIn group. Why? One at a time. Constantly build value. All this to say that now all the knowledge, expertise that I've gathered throughout the years, either on myself, sales, my own business, corporate America, now I give out to clients that are looking to get to the next level. So that's a long introduction, but at least it gives you from where I'm at to where I am now.
That's excellent. So I know you've always had an interest in personal development. And one of the things that I noticed, like even in our mastermind, is we every time somebody has a challenge, you got an answer. Like you know your stuff. Like I can tell. I've taken the thinking into results. I haven't done much with Tony Robbins, at least not for years, but I can tell that you absolutely know your stuff. You give us great advice, and you're very much an action taker. How do you marry the mindset and the understanding of what you know with the action?
That's a very good question. A lot of people call this the knowing doing gap. We know what we should do, but we're not doing it. Yeah. So there's this bridge in between the two things, and it's scary. A lot of people, and that's what scares people, the unknown. Yeah. Actually, Tony talks that fear is false evidence that appears real. The keyword appears. It's not real. It's just a feeling. And those feelings, unfortunately, stop us a lot. How can we overcome this? One of the main things is that success leaves clues. Find people that are doing it rather than people that are doubting it. And change your question marks into exclamation marks, meaning stop asking questions that disempower you. Start asking questions that empower you. Instead of saying, "I don't know how to do this, I'm afraid." Stop it. Actually, you're going to laugh on this one. I have this book here. It says,
"Oh, yes. Yeah.
Questions are the answer." I think I've had this book for 15 years. I never read the book.
Oh, really?
It was too long, too many things to do in it. But one thing is I use this every day. Why do I use it every day? Because since questions are the answer, that's one of the things that can help you to understand how do you make it happen, is you take information and you take action on it. How? Use it again and again. So now as I'm thinking of a situation, and if I go, I'm very visual, as you can tell. If I go like this, I have to cancel. What am I doing? This is very disempowering.
Yeah.
So it says, what can I do now to get out of this? And check this last one, and enjoy the journey, and make it fun, or make it fast, or make it pleasant. When you do this, your mind comes up with solutions and ideas to help you do it the way that you asked. If you say, how come I'm always losing? How come this is not working? How come I'm losing deals? No wonder. You keep saying it.
Yeah.
It sounds simple.
That's so true. One of the things that I tell my students, I do this onboard call with them. And I say, this first call is the most important call of everything I'm going to teach you. Because if you can wrap your head around the mindset component, everything else is going to be so much easier. And one thing I will not allow to come out of your mouth is, I can't find a deal, or I can't find an investor. Self-fulfilling prophecy. You're going to be saying to yourself every day, I find great deals, I find great investors. And it's self-fulfilling prophecy. Do not ever say that, because if you're saying that, the universe is giving you exactly what you don't want, right? But it's what you're concentrating on. So, the other thing that really gets me all the time, and this is a part that I've never really studied, is NLP. So you are a NLP proponent. You've done a study of that for years and years with Tony. And lots of times when we come up with challenges with what we're working on, you hit us with an NLP component of it. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Yes, very interesting. Actually, NLP, for those who don't know, is neuro-linguistic programming. And Tony was a great proponent of this. NLP is the way that you talk to yourself, where you engage your senses, which is great. It's one of the most powerful ways to communicate with yourself and communicate with others. At one point, NLP becomes, quote unquote, manipulative on others. Meaning, if you have command language, such as, Edna, I'd like you to sign the listing now. And when you start to say command language like this, I started to have a problem with it. And Tony mentioned that there was something, it does not stick. It doesn't stick when it's this way, because it's almost like the back door. So that's why you hear less and less NLP, and more of using it with a twitch is doing it to yourself.
That's just what I was going to ask you. So could it work when you're doing it on yourself? Like,
yes,
I demand that I'm going to earn this much this month, or I demand I'm going to make that sale today. Okay.
You're so good. And actually, you're the queen of implementation of that, because that's exactly it. Because now you're no longer manipulating others, which to me is almost deceitful, but you manipulate yourself in order to get better. And I'll make a detour to explain this. There's 3 ways that we can make money. Number 1 is the need for what you do.
Yep.
Number 2, your ability to do it. And number 3, how hard it is to replace you. Number 1, real estate, people need to buy, so there's no issue on that. Number 2 is your ability to find deals, your ability to negotiate deals, your ability to find a tenant, your ability. And number 3, how hard is it to replace you? Meaning, if what you do is vanilla in flavor, well, it's going to be very easy to replace you. Now, if you work on yourself, which is number 2, in my belief, is the strongest proponent. Why? Life is all outside here, and it wants to go through you. So if you is messed up, well, then from the good comes not too good. But if you can work on yourself and get better, therefore, you can accelerate what's coming through you and give it out to others in bigger value. When you do that, your ability gets better all the time, but also you're very hard to replace, because you're bringing more value to people. So therefore, the NLP, to come back to your question, doing it to yourself, commanding yourself, not lowering your standards, not letting, one of my favorite, don't let outside circumstances control you. Oh, the market is hard. It's COVID right now.
Yes.
I can't do this. We have to stop this, because when you do that, you're giving power to what's outside of you, and therefore you're helpless.
Yeah.
But if you decide to take control on it, And people says, well, I can't control COVID. No, you can't. Be safe, that's for sure. But you can control what you do. Will you stop taking action or continue taking action? Will you, because of COVID, continue to talk to people? Will you, because of COVID, continue to how do you say, sometimes I think in French, practice your script of what you have to tell people in order for them to go through the steps, necessary steps to say that you are the one they should deal with. If you just winging it all the time, people can feel it. If you're organized and you know your script, and by script, people says, I won't be scripted. Okay. Hunt. Well, it says Hunt. Who's Hunt? He is on Mission Impossible. That's Tom Cruise. And I know him as Nathan Hunt. Why? He has learned that script so much that he is now Nathan Hunt. And that's why he makes $20 million per movie. Yeah. So people that says, I don't want to learn a script, well, get over it. The better you are at learning who is the best real estate investor that there is, the way they think, the way they talk, the way they get dressed, the way they articulate themselves, the things that they force themselves to do, because it's not just going to be, I love, and it comes to me. No, you have to take action. Yeah. But what's the type of person that takes the best action? That's how NLP you can use to yourself so that you show up. And again, as I said, the 3 ways, the need for what you do, your ability to do it, and how hard to replace you. Well, number 2 and number 3 are automatically taken care of when you take care of you. You increase your ability to do it. And by doing so, no one can replace you. Yeah.
So when you're working with your coaching students, Francois, how do you take them from that point of, say, non-belief in themselves to incorporating the stuff into their life onto actually making sales, or that? How do you take them through that process?
A simple process that I patented myself. I call it the cure, because I give them the cure.
Okay.
And the first C for cure is clarity. Edna, until people are clear as to what they want, they will never get it. So they need to be clear. What kind of investment do they want? Do they want to be in condominiums? Do they want to be in row housing? Do they want to be in multi-units? Big cities, small cities, they have to be really clear as to what they want. And the clearer they are, the more it starts to pop up. I'll give you an example.
So for people who maybe are a little unclear when they're first beginning, because I know when we first started our real estate, we didn't even know the possibilities. So do you help people walk through the possibilities to help them identify what they really want to focus on too?
I think twofold on this. Number 1, people's passion, their genuine interest, first interest towards something. But number 2, which is as important and maybe even more important, is to partner yourself with someone, in this case, like you, Edna, who has so much experience that you will be able to mold what it is that they want. And you say, you really want this? If you do, like, for example, I believe you say if you go for single family homes, not a good idea, because there's only one tenant. If he's gone, then there's no more income coming in. Therefore, if you have more doors, there's more income. And so that type of is experience that you have developed throughout the years. So if someone wants to blindly go after what he wants without any direction, well, they can succeed. But if they want to accelerate it, they need to go with someone like you to help them get clarity on this. That's number 1, my C. Number 2 is you. Uncover hidden challenges. And remember what I said, that the second one is 2, your ability to do it. It comes with you. It's you taking responsibility for what you do, not blaming on others. And therefore, so sometimes we have, like, I like to say sometimes that the light is 100 watts and the light wants to pass through you. And because you have filters, it comes out only at 20 watts. As we remove the filters, now it's 40 watt, then 60 watt, then 80 watts coming out. And so by removing these things, what we're doing is we're uncovering some virus codes, some doubts, insecurities that people may have. And as we first need to uncover them, this is very important because you cannot ignore it. And I'm not going to say that we're going to spend all our time on it, but we uncover it. Yeah. It's like basically turning the light into a dark room. All of a sudden, we start to see the things around us. So now they're out. Then we go to RR for the CU, because it's 2 R's, CURRE. And the reason why I say RR is because this is paramount. This is why what I do works so well. First, you have to replace what you want to remove. I repeat, you have to replace what you want to remove. And let's say in our minds, our insecurities are this size, and that's the size that they occupy in our mind. If we just try to remove it, there's a space that was created with it, and then the same is going to come and take that space. Okay. What we need to do is not only identify what is it that we want to remove exactly, but before we do anything with it, we need to find out what we're going to replace it with. Because the space that it takes out, we need to replace it right away with the other one. Otherwise, to use nature, weeds are going to replace it. You know, you take stuff out of a garden and you don't weeds are coming back faster than the plants that you want to put in there. So this concept of remove and replace simultaneously is paramount. And then the E is for ingrain. We need to cement it. We need to make sure it stays there through repetition, through feelings, and through expert coaching to help you cement around it so it no longer moves and we get results that stick. So the CURRE is the principle of going to make sure that you clarify, uncover, remove and replace right away, and then ingrain in order to make it stick.
Perfect. So, you know, I remember early on when you and I were working together, I got to see, I think it was a webinar of yours. Is that still available for people? I'd actually like to include it in the show notes because I remember going through that and thinking, this is absolutely amazing. And I think that everybody before even booking a call with you should actually see that because that shows what you're actually able to do with people and how you kind of take them from point A to point B and having that belief in themselves that can take them to that next level. If you can make that available for me, I'd love that. I'd love to be able to share that. Yeah.
Sure, absolutely. Although I'll say that mere pictures do not convey all the comments and the meat that I put around that structure, but absolutely.
No, do you have a recording of it where you
actually? I'll make a recording.
Okay, right, let's do that.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I think that would be like I know with my business, I have a what I call an evergreen webinar that kind of I send people through before they book a call with me. I think it really opens the ideas of what's available to people out there. And that might be a good way, but tell people too, Francois. Okay, so they're interested in finding out more. What's your next offer? Like, do you have people that can join your email list, book a call with you? Like, what's next?
Well, one of the things that I like to say is, and I've taken it from the medical field, is that if I am to give you a prescription without getting an analysis, it's like malpractice.
Yeah.
And so even though I'm very enthusiastic and I love and I work in mediocrity is not an option. Let's make things happen. I don't like people that are dabblers. I'm gonna make people from good to great, but I like to speak one-on-one with people. I call it a breakthrough. And so in there, I actually start my cure, CURRE, help you gain clarity as what you want, and then uncover the hidden challenges. From there, I give you solutions for you to start doing things on your own, should you desire. Takes whatever you want, it's free, I'm giving it to you. Or if you want to fast pace this and ingrain it faster, then we can work together if we are a good fit, a mutual good fit. So I'm in this sense now that I allow people. So my website is How to Become More. That's howtobecomemore.com. And on it, it says book a call. So you can book a call with me and we can find out what it is that you're looking for and see if we're a good fit. And if it is, it is. And if it's not, I might know some people that can help you and I can direct you their way. The thing of hard close or fast close, I'm not into it. I'm into synergy. I'm into relationships. If it clicks and we feel good one with another, I know we're going to skyrocket. I had a real estate agent that came to me. She was struggling. She was making $5,000 a month. and struggling big time and didn't know she was listing agent, selling agent. And so I asked, I'm going to make a long story short. What is it that she liked best? She wanted to sell houses. So she wanted to have people come with her and show them houses. So we worked on that. We worked on a script and on her mindset with this. Long story short, within 3 months, she was at $30,000 a month. And now she's getting close to $50,000 a month because she's exactly where she's at. Her ability to do it and the difficulty in this to replace it has skyrocketed. And so that's what I do. But you need to work with the people and find out where they're at.
Yes.
People are much better than they think they are.
Yeah,
and
that's so true. Hey, yeah.
I sort of give them permission to rise, and I show them how to cut the weight that are stopping them from rising as fast as they could. I like to say that I make it harder for you to fail and easier for you to succeed.
Yeah.
That's creating that environment is something that is, I love it.
Well, I know with masterminding with you, that's definitely the feel that I get with things. Well, thank you so much, Francois. And I'm going to make sure that all that contact information is in the show notes and in the email I send out too. So thanks once again. And I will talk to you next Wednesday.
Thank you so much, Edna. Always a pleasure. Thanks for all you do. Much appreciated. And maybe just a last thing. All the students that come to you, they want to imitate you. I would say just the strategy that she does imitate, but bring yourself to the table. That's what makes you unique. There is no two Ednas. That's why she's successful. She is who she is with the mindset that she has using the technique. When you come into her world, use her technique, but keep you. You have to be, you're going to be the difference, the leveraging point of what she is doing. She is fantastic in all that she does. And I love the mindset aspect because that's what I love as well. Thank you so much. Really appreciate the opportunity to be here and continued success to everyone.
Thanks so much.